Welcome to video 3 in my 4-part video gift wrapping series. In this video we're going to be looking at how to wrap circular gifts. So anything that is round, from tins of biscuits to candles, you will need to wrap them. And it is one of the questions I get asked most often, how to do it. So the first thing we are going to do is measure and cut exactly how much paper we need to do this. Now, the first thing to consider before you start cutting is the material that you are going to be using. With ordinary gift wrapping paper, you can actually do this, but it is very unforgiving, and it can mean if you make a mistake that you can see creases actually in the paper. What I prefer to use is this lovely linen effect paper that you can buy from supermarkets. So it's actually a tablecloth. They do napkins as well for smaller gifts, but it is nice and flexible, and it's perfect for wrapping anything that's a little bit more of an awkward shape, and I think a circular item would come into that bracket. So I have my flexible piece of ribbon. Again, you can use string, you could use a piece of gift wrapping paper. Now I've got my box of biscuits, and what I need to do first is I need to know how much paper to go round my box. So I am going to just put the edge of my ribbon and guide it all the way round to the other side and back with a little bit of an overlap, as we've done with all of the gift wrapping techniques. So that's how much I absolutely need to go round my gift. Now I've actually already pre-cut to that length, so I have that in front of me. Now the second measurement, we need to go from the centre of our gift to the centre of the back of the gift, or in this case the tin of biscuits. So again, I'm going to hold it. Not as easy to do when it's a large item. I'm going to hold it and go all the way round to the back. And that's how much I'm going to need. And again, because it's pre-cut, it makes it easier. So we've got our piece of paper already cut for us. Now we're positioning your gift into the centre, so you want to make sure that it is the same on both sides. Now obviously because it's circular it will move around, so it is a little bit trickier. And I'm just going to pull my piece of paper up just to show you that you do have plenty of paper there. Now, as with all gift wrapping techniques, we left a little bit of an overlap when we measured our paper, and I'm going to fold that over straight away, the same as we've done previously, and take my double-sided tape. Now, because the width of my tin of biscuits is quite shallow, I actually only need a tiny little piece, and it's just going to go in the centre of my folded edge. Now, one thing I do like to do with circular gifts, because it is quite unstable as you're actually wrapping it, I will actually put a little bit of tape just to hold the other edge of my paper in place. And I'm just going to use ordinary gift wrapping tape to do this. Just saves everything moving around as you actually wrap. Oops, there we go. And I'm going to make sure that it's pulled nice and tightly. And then I know that my paper is going to fit there. So when I'm happy that it's nice and tight all the way round, I can peel off the back of my double-sided tape. I'm going to let go to do this. And there we go. With a linen effect or ribbons, when you use double-sided tape, it can be quite tricky sometimes to peel the back off, but just persevere with it. And I'm just going to stick that nice and tight into the centre. So there we go. So The only way we are going to be able to wrap either the top or the bottom is by laying it down flat on one side. Because this is a nice flexible material, don't be worried about just folding it in slightly and then just popping your gift on the top like that. If you're using ordinary paper, obviously it will look a little bit more creased on the bottom. Now, what we need to do is take the edge of our paper where the join is, and I'm just going to make sure that it folds to the centre of my tin. If we go off the centre, what you will see is that as this pleating technique that we're going to start doing, it will go off centre and it won't look right on your gift. Now I use a 2-finger width to do this, and then I pull my edge firmly as we go, and again just pull it nice and firmly to the centre and keep going all the way round, just making sure you always keep an eye on where the centre of your gift is and that you're pulling quite tightly on the edge as you go round. Again, keep going, pull it tight against the edge of your, in this case, tin or candle or gift. Pull it tight, and if you see, we're going right into the centre, keeping the pleats nice and even. For a smaller gift, obviously you could just do 1 finger's width, and again keep going round, pull it nice and tight. Almost towards the end. So this way round we are going clockwise. When we do the other side, we will be going anti-clockwise. Just take that all the way round to the centre. Just making sure that your pleats are all nice and even. So you can see if you were using ordinary gift wrapping paper, if you made a mistake, these would be quite creased, which obviously is a look that you're not wanting to do. So once you've got to the end there, you have a choice. You can tuck this bit that you have left underneath, like so. It is a bit fiddly, so actually there's quite a lot there. So in this case, what I would do is fold the edge, and I'm going to stick a little piece of tape just to hold that in place so it's nice and neat. So I'm going to just hold my double-sided tape. You do occasionally have to have fingers and thumbs holding things in place with these sort of techniques. And peel the back off. And my tape is not playing ball for this one. There we go. And stick it down nice and securely. So we have our first folded edge. Nice and neat. So I'm going to turn it the other way up, and I'm going to repeat the process going round the other way. Again, making sure that we have it nice into the centre of the bottom of my box, a 2-finger width. Just keep this bit out of the way. Strangely, it is actually easier when you do this quicker, but I know when you're starting out, you want to make sure that you get your pleat width as neat and the same size as you possibly can. And keep going round. And keep going. Making sure that you don't lose track of the centre. As you keep going round. Fold it in. Again, I'm going to do one more fold. Now I've got quite a bit fan there, so I'm going to trim that bit off. with my scissors, and then again tuck that down with a piece of double-sided tape. Now, with anything like this, you are still going to have some bits that you can see that you might want to hide, and you can add a decoration, some ribbon to cover this very centre if you're not happy that it is gone nice and neat on the top. I've still got a little bit on there, just trim that off. And that's our second nice neat. And I would, in the centre of there, add a nice bow. Could be a crossover bow, could be a standalone sticky bow, just to hide the centre of your gift. So you can use this style for any circular item, even if it's quite small. So you cut your paper, measure it, cut it to exactly the amount of paper that you need, and then create a pleated effect as you go round on the top and bottom of your gift. And that makes it so much better than putting it into a gift bag.